Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to go over something called the London sweep strategy. Before we get into it, make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, and follow me on Instagram to keep up to date with what I do on a day-to-day basis. So let's get straight into it. So what is the London sweep? So on my screen, what we can see is we can see an example of the London sweep. Here we have the Asian session, which is shaded in blue. And we have the London session, which is shaded in green. And this session over here is the New York, which is in a grayish color. What we mean by the London sweep is this is when price takes out either Asian low or Asian high. In this example, it takes out Asian low and then it rallies to take out the opposite. And essentially what is happening is price is taking the liquidity below Asian low and above Asian high. And what that does is it forms a basis for us to take repeatable trades every single day. Now, these trade opportunities do not come every single day. And sometimes you will take them and you will take losses, and sometimes you will take them and you will win trades. But this is something you can come to the charts on a day-to-day basis and look for very similar things to take trades in order to complete a London sweep. So let's go through this example then of how we would trade this example. So looking at this example, we can see that the Asian session is about to, or has just finished at 7 o'clock. And now we, at this point, would like to mark out the Asia high, which is given by this, and then the Asian low, which is given by this. And this is very easy to see using these lines. So what we're looking for next is for price to push either above this line here or push below this line here. So let's see what happens. So as we can see, this candle here has breached Asian low, and essentially we regard this as a liquidity grab. So price has pushed down and taken out the liquidity below Asian low. So what we expect now is we want to see some type of entry draw, something to give us a confirmation or give us some type of confluence to take buys to now target the Asian high. In terms of a confirmation or a confluence, we'd ideally like something like this, which again is represented by an entry draw. So if I just move this over here, let's see what we get. So as we can see, price has taken Asian low, and now what we'll be looking for is for price to take Asian high. So dropping down to a lower time frame, let's go to like the 1 minute or something like that. We can see price is creating bearish structure. So low, lower high, lower low. And what we want to see is price to break this high over here. So as soon as price breaks this high, which it has now, we're looking for an order block for price to return to take buys from. And as we can see, we have a nice clear order block over here. And essentially, we will be looking for buys from this point with stops. Now, this depends on the type of trader you are. Either you'll have stops around here somewhere or you'll have it below the low. It's always safer to have stops below the low. So for this example, I'll have it below the low. Let's just say here. And then my target will be Asian high. So as you can see, this trade would net a nice 3.93R. And let's see what happens. Price pulls up. It taps us in just about, as you can see. So if I zoom in a little bit, and then we get our rally, and then price completes the trade. So now that we've gone through an example, let's go through a little bit of theory. So when it comes to theory, the theory is very, very easy to understand. So all we're looking for is an Asian range. And from the Asian range, we'll be able to gather what the Asian low is and what the Asian high is. Then the next thing we're looking for is for either the Asian low to be purged, as we see by these two white arrows over here. So it's purged, and then we can take a trade targeting the Asian high. Or we look for the Asian high to be taken, as we can see by these arrows over here. And then we want to be looking for sells to target Asian low. And that's basically what makes the consensus for this type of trade. Now that we've gone through a buy example, we've gone through theory, let's go through a sell example. So in this example, we can see we are at 7 o'clock, and now we should mark on Asian low and Asian high. So let's just do that right now. There's the Asian low, and here is the Asian high. Now we are waiting for one of them to be purged, or the liquidity to be taken. And we can see straight away we get the Asian high liquidity taken. So essentially now we're looking for an entry draw or some sort of confirmation to tell us we can take a trade to target Asian low. And as we can see, what happens is we would want, for example, this low here to be taken out because it led to a higher high, and it's just been taken out. So now what we want to be doing is we want to be looking at the extreme area for an order block to take a short from. As we can see from the 5 minute time frame, we don't really have something very clear. So what we can do is we can drop down a time frame. So dropping down a time frame, we can see we have a clear order block here with a very small imbalance just below it. So if I mark out this order block using this candle's high to that candle there, we have an area that we would like to take a short trade from. And then we'll just put stops above this candle with a target to the Asian low. Now, as you can see, sometimes we'll get very, very nice risk to reward ratios with these London sweep trades. And sometimes there'll be about a 1-3, 1-4. And that's what happens with this type of system. And it's something that I believe can bring very consistent, profitable returns on almost a daily basis, if not a weekly one. So let's see what happens. Price pulls up, taps us in almost to the pip there, and starts to fall. Obviously, again, trade management is up to you, but if we just let this one run out, we can see at this point over here, and then we would have entered around here somewhere, we get the Asian low taken out, and this would have been a very, very fruitful trade for you, netting you about 7.43 R. I hope this video has taught you a system that you can include into your trading. If you have any questions, comment them below in the comment section. Just before I go, make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video.